there might be some other crazy factors here. Like for some people, yeah, like Idris Elba, who looks fantastic, you know, fine. But maybe other people are gonna have a real hard time with it, like Michael Yeoh. Like Michael Yeoh's not a sickly guy; he's a big, robust guy. That's a spooky one.
Yeah, I mean, your podcast with the
Osterholm,
Chicken Little, that scared the fuck out of me.
Chicken Little,
Fucking sitting in the back of my tour bus, and I hear this. I'm like, oh, I've had a few cocktails. I hit a joint. Let's go to bed. Oh, cool. Who's this guy? Oh, coronavirus. I wouldn't mind hearing a little bit about that. Ooh, holy. First thing I did, I told Jamie, I sat up in bed and I was Googled that motherfucker. I was like, he wrote a book, didn't he? Fuck that guy. I was so freaked out in that fucking podcast.
What's crazy about Osterholm is he predicted this shit, literally specifically as to where it was going to come from.
He was very insightful. I didn't mean fuck that guy in a bad way. He was a very insightful dude. And it was a great podcast, but man, I'll tell you right now, Joe, you said, so guys that are overweight, that drink a lot, that smoke.
I was talking to you know that, right?
By the way, I thought you were.
I was.
I know
I
you
was.
were.
I was like, Bert, I'm talking to you. I didn't want to say it, but I was like, piece together out of all my good friends, who's my one friend who takes care of himself the worst? It's you.
It's me.
It's you.
I quit. Cigars, weed.
Beautiful.
Booze. I'm not going to drink now, but that's
You're still okay. Like, if you stopped this bus now and got healthy and just drank water, only water for a month, you know, you can pull this shit together. You're a healthy, relatively speaking, compared to the fucking savagery you do to your physique, to your body.
Get yourself sorted. We'll be deployed shortly. Playtime's over, mate. You're going to the war zone. Hostile dropping into the area. Watch the sky.
a boozer.
Yeah.
Okay, then we done.
Does anyone want this? fucking pussy.
No, that kind of format.
Handsome bitch.
Fucking have this special.
You're a fucking bitch, bro.
Fucking said the worst things to people.
Parents are weird, man, because some of them are super cool. You know, and if you get lucky, like, I know a really nice group of super cool parents of, like, my kids' friends, and it's a pleasure. Because when we get together, it's fun. Like, I enjoy their company, our kids enjoy each other's company, and we have great times together. I feel so fortunate for the friends that I've acquired this way. You can find cool people that aren't comics. They do exist.
Oh, yeah.
You know, you can get lucky. The problem is people that take themselves too seriously, or people that are under the iron fist of, like, office politics and office behavior and business behavior. Those people get consumed because they're there every day. And when you're there, you got to bullshit every day. You're wearing a tie. You got slippery bottoms to your shoes. The whole thing's nonsense, right? You have to speak and behave a certain way. You can't make jokes about anything. And sometimes you're working with girls and you're working with guys and everybody's flirting with each other. There's all this crazy office politics because people are trying to move up the ladder, and while they're trying to move up the ladder, they have to make sure they don't say anything that's going to sabotage their career, just trying to be funny or just, you know, getting a little out of hand at the company Christmas party and getting a couple cocktails in you and ruining your career. Like, these people are always on the edge. They're always suppressed. So when they're around someone who's not, who just cuts loose, they're like, no, you stay in line, no jokes. But looking at you, though, they could have thought you were serious.
Oh.
That's where it's dangerous, because they might not be able to switch gears well. Like, sometimes people, if they knew you were going to joke around about something, they'd be fine. But then you say something like that, and you're like, oh my God, is he serious? I have to stand up and denounce racism now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's the craziest part about having, especially I've gone through, my oldest daughter's in 10th grade, my youngest is in 8th, and those formative, like, K through 5, that's the fun run of being a parent. And because you meet a lot of parents that you don't know, and you say shit, and you find out shit. I remember one time we were at drop off and we found out, we got an email about some, and the mom sent it from her work account, and it was a fucking porn star. And we were like, and we're in drop off, me and a couple dads watching her fuck, being like, take a look at this.
Oh, that's rough.
Yeah.
That's one thing that's tough to switch gears from.
What's that?
A guy or a girl, if you're a porn star, and you want to go legit, it's a tough road. It's a tough,
man.
For whatever reason, it's weird. It's like if you accidentally did porn, but when you clearly, like Kim Kardashian, it hasn't hurt her at all.
Not at all.
She essentially did porn. And everybody's like, yeah, but there was no studio attached. It was really independent.
She's like the Clerks of porn.
Yeah, and then this idea that somehow another magically got on. What happened? How did it get there? Like, there's a negotiation process. Like, but when you see like a mainstream porn star that's been in like tons of movies, that very rarely do they make a jump and then just do regular movies. Like Tracy Lords is a bit of an example of an exception.
Yeah, but
she did some stuff. She did a John Waters movie.
Yeah.
She did some stuff.
Kim Kardashian's porn wasn't even that good.
How dare you?
It wasn't. You didn't see her tits, really. You never saw her pussy. Like, it just was like her sucking his dick.
That's good enough. I don't think you should ask for too much more. She did one movie.
She did one.
You know, you gotta learn
Paris
her
Hilton's was better.
It's like her first set. You know, you realize, like, you got out of the gate too strong, you didn't have a good closer. She's not, like, you know, she's not a world-class professional.
I watched Paris Hilton's porn, I was like, I would fuck her with the herpes. Allegedly.
Wow. Just catch her on a good day, right?
That's what this, when you saw fucking Florida, all those kids going, this is my spring break, those are people that would raw dog it with herpes and not tell you about it. Yeah. This is about me. This is my vacation.
I'm in this other group chat, and these comics are like, these kids are so stupid, how could they be so irresponsible, this and that, and I just type in all caps, they want to fuck. Like, that's what's going on. They don't care. They want to fuck, and they're drunk in Mexico. Like, get out of here. You know, they want to fuck, or they're in Florida on spring break. They're in Cancun, or they're in, you know, there's people in Texas. There was this thing about these Texas kids, and they were piled onto this area together. It's like this, I don't know, it looked like some outdoor party area, but they were just stacked in there like sardines, and people are like, holy fuck, like, yeah, you didn't raise your kids right. And even if you did, if they hang around with other kids that are fuck ups, they're gonna fuck up.
Oh, yeah.
We all did that. I was involved in a lot of really stupid shit because I was around some kids that were sketchy when I was a kid. You know, like, especially when I lived in Jamaica Plain. Jamaica Plain was like this area. We only lived there for about maybe less than 2 years. It was like a year and a half. And it was like an urban section of Boston that's since been gentrified, apparently. Apparently it's nice now. But back then it was sketchy. It was like all kinds of, like, everyone. Irish kids, Italian kids, black kids, Puerto Rican kids. But no one was getting good parenting. Everyone's parents smoked. People were drunk. Like they were chaos people. They were like, it was weird. They were wild people. Like, the whole block was filled with wild people. They weren't bad people. There wasn't like a crime-infested, dangerous neighborhood, but it was sketchy, and everyone was a mess.
Yeah.
Everyone on my block. My next-door neighbor, we've talked about this before, they were a punk rock band called Death in the Shopping Mall, and they used to play downstairs in the basement. And so they had these thick layers of carpet set up in the basement. So they had carpet all over the door, carpet all over the ceiling, many, 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 many layers. And these guys would fucking go off in there, playing guitar and fucking screaming. And I guess I was 11? No, 13? Yeah, I was 13 years old because it was middle school right before I went to high school. So I was 13 years old. And I was like fascinated because I was just becoming a teenager. And living next door to these fucking savages. These savages. They just were playing crazy fucking loud music.
And you didn't see punk rock people a lot back then.
Yeah.
I remember when there was a kid at the bus stop on Del Mabry, and he had a punk rock haircut. And every morning, go to school, I'd look at him. I'd be like, this kid's a mohawk. His mom let him have a mohawk.
Well, I went from San Francisco to Gainesville, Florida, which was a college town.
You went to Gainesville?
Yeah, I was in Gainesville, Florida when I was 11 to 13.
You and River Phoenix.
And Ted Bundy.